Welcome to our 13th episode of UNLEARN. And today we have something very special because I'm going to break down for you what the number 13 and the matrix have in common with each other and how you can know this for yourself. What is the significance of the number 13? Well, let's go through that. We've heard about 13 being a number of bad luck and misfortune. And we've also heard about Friday the 13th, which has a very cultural superstition around it, and how that's actually played into history on top of that. You can see right below right here that Jesus' betrayal by Judas was the 13th guest at the Last Supper, which actually points out a good aspect that we should talk about. Many of us are very familiar with this picture known as the Last Supper, made by Leonardo da Vinci, and we all know about this guy right here who ended up betraying Jesus, Judas. Because notice, there's Jesus and there are 12 disciples. 12 and 1, 13. This is represented in society as well. You have 12 jurors and 1 judge. 12 and 1, 13. You'll even see in many buildings that go past the 13th floor that they don't even label a 13th floor. They just go 11, 12, 14. And why is that? There's even a word that Google actually translates to people who are scared of the number 13. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it for you guys. You can read that on your own. Much of the time that we see the number 13, we're actually paying homage to these 13 Illuminati families about the people who actually run this world. You don't have to believe me, just go look it up. You'll even see in certain aspects how they pay homage to the 13 Illuminati families. Take Super Bowl 58, for example. All these aspects and how they lead up to the number 13. I can't make that up. Think about just the name, the 49ers. 4 plus 9, 13. Even in the NBA, the 76ers, 7 plus 6, 13. 6, 7. It's a psyop. It's all a psyop. And you know how I know it's a psyop? The 13th letter is M. So what's the significance of that? The number 13 represents the matrix in which we live in. And the 1999 film The Matrix tried to explain actually all of this, and they put in a lot of little Easter eggs into the film when they were actually describing this concept. Mr. Anderson in The Matrix worked at Metacortex, the company, and his hacker name was Neo, which is also an anagram for 1. But the fact is that Neo also represents a part of the brain that's actually open to the idea of higher learning and higher consciousness and knowledge. So Mr. Anderson went by the name Neo because it represented the neocortex, which actually is the part of the human brain that has sensory perception, cognition, spatial reasoning, and language. In this case, in the movie, he was understanding the language of computer code. The movie even hinted at Easter eggs about when the Age of Aquarius started, because if you see Neo's expiration on his passport, a very significant event happened that day. That's why when he was being reprogrammed outside of the Matrix in the real world, he needed to use things like acupuncture to reintegrate his body into the space that he had never been used to. And this is a main reason why in the Matrix they use Kung Fu as their main technique and style of martial arts, and how they combat the Mr. Smith effect of how non-player characters or NPCs will try and keep them within the confines of the Matrix. So Neo's job was basically to awaken people's perception, aka the neocortex, in order to actually have them understand the reality that they're living in. But Dr. Adam, that's just a movie. That can't happen in real life. Oh, really? Well, when you listen to a radio or you watch a TV, you're always listening to a radio or TV program, and that's why they broadcast it. And when you watch news, they're broadcasting from the north, east, west, and south to you. In the 1970s, the CIA was actually trying to program American media in terms of actually giving you a certain narrative that's been placed that, truthfully, that program never ended. It's still going on today. And if you look this up, you can actually understand why they wanted to actually get an idea and understanding of what they wanted to sell you in terms of the news and all the things that are filtered into your brain. One of the important takeaways from all this about the Matrix and 13 and how we're programmed is that this is going to require a lot of critical thought from you and for how you discern any kind of information that you receive now, because we're bombarded by more information than ever, and it's important to actually decipher what is actually real truth and what they're trying to sell you as truth. Because if you're not informed, the reality is that you don't have any information. If you're given certain information, you may be misinformed. So it's important that you close that gap and have a greater understanding of what comes into your consciousness and how you project that into your own world. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you learned something.